Borrow Smart segment brought to you by rsrdebtfree.com, rsrdebtfree.com. And I got to figure out what I did with my report because I can't find it there. Okay, so we're going to go and it'll take me 1 second to put it into the folder. Okay, rsrdebtfree.com. That's Borrow Smart. So we got, now these are things, it's a combination. You're going to want to be looking at this stuff from both the standpoint of if you're buying, if you're selling, when you're searching for a real estate professional, all of the above. These are things that you want to be looking at. So, I don't know why it's not showing up the way I want it to, but I think I've got it. Oh, there it is. Because I didn't put it in the right spot. Sorry, Josh. You're probably sitting there looking at me and just laughing that that it's not where it's supposed to be. And yes, I am the one that screwed it up. Let's see. Questions to ask when hiring a real estate agent. The first step in buying a home is hiring a realtor or real estate agent to help find the right house. And just like with any other professional relationship, you should plan on interviewing agents to find the right one, or give me a call at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Anywhere in the sound of my voice, I know agents that might be able to help you. How long have you been a real estate agent? Best to work with an agent with at least a few years experience in the business because knowledge of the market and prevailing sales trends requires hands-on experience. I'm going to say it again. I've said it before. You don't want to be using an agent just because it's cheap. This is probably going to be your largest transaction in your life. It's like, I want to go to the cheapest cardiologist I can possibly find. No. Or I want to use my wife's divorce attorney. No. Or maybe I want to use the DA to represent me in a DUI. No. Think about all these things. You want somebody that's good, not just the cheap ones. So if you're going to your best friend's dog walker's aunt's cousin who's never done a transaction but got their license, if you think that education is expensive, try ignorance. Doesn't mean you have to lose your business card of any newbie agents you meet. If you're interested in working with a newer agent, ask if they'll receive any guidance from a veteran in the office. Number 2, you specialize in a particular home type or price point. Ideally, your real estate agent has experience working with buyers like you, people that want the same type of home you do or have a similar price range. An agent specializing in single-family homes when you want a condo, or who helps buyers find high-value homes when you're looking for a starter home, will be a frustrating mismatch. Hey, don't forget, if you're not real experienced in this part of the market, go to rsrlinks.com, FHIQ, rsrlinks.com, FHIQ. That's our first home quiz. And yes, if you go there, complete the quiz, we're going to put everybody who takes the quiz into a wheel of names and give away a trip to Nashville. So we don't pay transportation, taxes, or fees, but 4 days, 3 nights in Nashville. Number 3, what's your schedule and availability? Some agents handle their real estate business on a part-time basis, maybe even based around another job, while part-time agents can be excellent partners in home buying. Helpful to understand early on your agent's availability. If it doesn't match up with yours, you got a problem. Number 4, do you work with both buyers and sellers? Realtors and real estate agents often represent both home buyers and sellers, but you want to work with an agent who primarily or exclusively represents buyers if you're buying or sellers if you're selling. Such an agent will not only be in a better position to help you understand the market and negotiation with sellers, but will also not be in a position where they could be representing both sides of a real estate transaction. While it's rare for an agent to represent both the buyer and seller in a home, it sometimes happens. In most cases, the agent will choose one side to represent and assign another agent in their office to represent the other. Even with a different agent representing the other side of the transaction, however, it's extremely difficult for the agent to maintain their fiduciary duty to you as a buyer, since they will know the financial circumstances of both the buyer and the seller. An easy way to avoid this potential conflict is to work with an agent who primarily or exclusively represents the same side that you're dealing with. Questions to ask. What neighborhood should I be looking in? The question can prompt a fruitful conversation about what you're looking for in a home. Your agent will likely ask you what's important to you. What should I look for doing a home tour? Easy to get stars in your eyes when you're seeing sleek new appliances and eye-catching color schemes in a potential home. but those are not necessarily the best indicators of a good buy. Ask your real estate agent to help you determine what makes a house a solid long-term investment and a place to live. Knowing what to look for ahead of time will help you not be so dazzled. You may want to do some homework. Josh, I gave you a new link there, RSR links for our friends over at Altos. What about, do you have the one for Altos? I think we did, I think it's rsrlinks.com/Altos or Market Report. Maybe it's under Market Report. rsrlinks.com/Market Report. That'll give you the information on any specific zip code you want. How many homes are for sale? What's the trajectory of pricing? And it's free to you. rsrlinks.com/Market Report. Number 8, what closing costs can I expect? Even home buyers who feel prepared for the cost of closing on a home may feel somewhat sticker shock about their closing costs. According to the most recent Closing Corp report, mortgage closing costs in 2021 averaged $6,905, including taxes, which the buyer or seller may be in charge of paying, depending upon various factors, and $3,860 excluding transfer taxes. Talk to your agent. Give us a call at 800-306-1990. We can help you with that and get that pre-approval, pre-underwrite. No, the fast pass and all those other fast whatevers they want to call it, or pass whatever they want to call it. I don't care about those. What you want to be is pre-underwritten and get a dashboard that gives you all the modern pre-approval. The modern pre-approval. If you're not getting a modern pre-approval, you're probably missing out. Number 9, do you see any issues with the house? An experienced agent will be more attuned to potential home problems than a first time or even a second or third timer home buyer. Your agent is better positioned to point out that water heater is nearly at the end of its cycle, that the roof needs repair, or that there isn't sufficient office space for 2 work-from-home spouses. Number 10, how much are expenses like taxes and utilities? Your monthly mortgage payment toward principal and interest is only the beginning of your home ownership costs. You'll also need to budget for additional expenses like property taxes and homeowners insurance. If you're in California, that's a biggie. Can you even get homeowners insurance for that property? You'll also need to think about utilities such as trash pickup services, electricity. Understanding just how much you can expect to pay for these services can help you avoid a costly budgeting mistake. As you're considering various homes, make sure you understand how much you'll pay each month for all of these costs. Number 11, why is the house for sale? Good question. Understanding why the sellers are planning to leave the area may give you important insight into the home. For instance, if the sellers are leaving because the home has become too expensive to maintain, you may not be interested in making the offer. On the other hand, a seller who is relocating soon for a new job may be willing to negotiate to expedite the sale. Their company might even be willing to help. Number 12, do you recommend any contingencies or concessions? When you make an offer on a house, ask your agent whether you should include any contingencies and or concessions in your offer. You may state that you'll make an earnest money payment if your offer is accepted. An earnest money deposit is the money the buyer sets aside in an escrow account once a home sale is under contract. It indicates that the buyer is serious about purchasing the home. For example, you may set aside $10,000 or $15,000 of your down payment as an earnest money deposit. Why does earnest money matter? Because of contingencies. Contingencies are conditions the buyer lists in the offer, and the seller must meet these contingencies as a condition of the sale. A lot of different issues right there. Concessions, on the other hand, are benefits the seller gives the buyer. A common type of concession is when the seller agrees to pay some portion of the closing costs. If you want to buy a house that's fielding a number of offers, you'll probably not request any contingencies or concessions. Sellers of homes that are in high demand are usually less interested in meeting your concessions and contingencies. But sellers may be amenable to contingencies or concessions if the house has been on the market for some time or they're otherwise motivated to sell quickly. That's why you need to look at the market report, rsrlinks.com/market report, rsrlinks.com/market report. If you're the buyer, get our free home buyer's guide. We update it every quarter, rsrhbg.com, rsrhbg.com. If you're the seller, get our home seller's guide, rsrhsg.com. All of those are there for you. That is the Borrow Smart segment brought to you by rsrdebtfree.com, rsrdebtfree.com.